Hey, happy Sabbath, everyone. I did send you guys, I think from page 61, I sent you guys something last night so that we'll all be caught up today. I am going to start on page 68. Now, the ship is lost, and Malinda has warned them. She keeps warning them that the ship is lost. So I'm going to start with page 68, maybe the third paragraph where it say meanwhile. Meanwhile, the Titanic navigation was off coast. And suddenly the storm rose. Yes, start storming, y'all. High winds emerges as Ellen. Y'all remember Ellen is Melinda's future sister-in-law. She also was biracial. Emerges as Alan and Malinda ran back inside. Everybody was eating in the meeting room, so they ran back inside in the meeting room. The ship leaned. That storm and that sea was high. The ship leaned. The furniture was being tossed as the entire boat swayed. Dishes and glasses. You could hear dishes and glasses breaking. Yes, dishes and glasses breaking. Was that storm rising in the sea? That storm was bad, you guys. So I said, Ellen and ran into the room in the meeting room. The ship began to lean and furniture was tossed as the entire boat swayed. Dishes and glasses was breaking in frightening passenger panic. During this time, the captain ordered passengers, lock down, lock down. You could hear him on the intercom. Please lock down, except for the crew members and the firemen. And David had us to practice escape route. Now, see, our people wanted no food. They was already down there where it was burning up down there. They was afraid that fire was going to burn a hole in this and it was going to sink. So our people, they were practicing escape route. The ship leans again. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The noise of the furniture was heard sliding around. It was the force of nature tossing the Titanic back and forth. Now remember, every time Melinda tried to warn them, the captain, he would laugh at Melinda and say, this ship can't sink. God himself can't even sink the ship. But what about Mother Nature, y'all? Something more dangerous than this storm was brewing up, thought Melinda. Still maneuvering through the cargo, the Aboriginal stood before a chain and locked door. Now down there in that cargo where you're going to ship you might want to ship a car or something or to the U.S. So that's where they stored a lot of stuff in the cargo. The Aboriginal stood before a chain and locked door, while some men made their way back to the steerage. Some cut the chain off the door. They lifted car seats from stored cars, which was being shipped to the United States. One of them, they made safety jackets, raft, and small lifeboat. Yeah, our people want no food. Of course, Melinda felt danger in her heart. She felt her brother, Ellis, kept warning her about this dream that she was lost at sea. Oh, it was becoming real. It's becoming real. My brother kept telling me not to go on this voyage. My brother, who is Ellis is my grandfather, but Melinda said her brother Ellis kept saying, don't go, don't go. I keep having these visions that you're going to be lost forever. Just before they left Southampton, London, she sent him a telegraph. He sent her right back the same thing. Do not board the Titanic. That boat. Wait, get on another boat. You're going to be lost at sea if you're on that boat. Then Malinda turned to Ellen. I'm on page 69, you guys. At the top. Ellen, promise me something, Ellen. Promise me, Ellen, promise me that you'll notify Alex when I'm lost at sea. Tell Alex, don't forget me. He didn't, y'all. Grandpa never forgot his sister. That's day and night. I had to learn this story as a little girl. He didn't forget her. As a matter of fact, my grandfather died a broken heart because nobody cared about the blacks aboard the Titanic. Just hold on, replied Ellen, as she leaned towers along the floor. Remember, the storm is brewing and water splashing all everywhere in the steerage room. Water just splashing because that sea. That boat is rocking, dumping water all in it. But she said, just hold on, said Ellen. As she lined towels along the floor. Everything gonna be all right, said Ellen. So Malinda told Ellen that our ancestor spirit, I think our ancestor spirit is out for revenge. They are invading this ship, y'all. Deleting people. Therefore, so many abandoned ships were washing ashore with no trace of anyone. The ships are packed with food supplies, which can last for months, y'all. Ships. They're just finding all these abandoned ships with all this food on it. So white people say it's mysterious, but the Negro knows it's our ancestors. Those are the ones that they had tossed overboard alive. Yes. Meanwhile, tears well up in Malinda's eyes. She's crying. She went and she hugged. Oh, she hugged Ellen as she tried. Malinda knew. She knew that they were in danger. She hugged Ellen. She knew that. Ellen said, "You've been so good to me. You never judged me, Malinda. You never judged me because of my white skin. They call me a mutt. They call me a mulatto for something I had no control of. Our deceased mom was, violated by her employee. This is a shame. I will always bear, but I'm proud to be a black woman." Again, the boat swayed. Chairs was tossed around as some people was falling all over the floor. I mean, that storm got bad, y'all. During this time, Malinda had another telepathic experience. Her body was lifted out in the ocean, y'all. Her body was lifted out in the ocean. She's having these telepathic things going on, y'all. It was transported on board a slave ship called the Liverpool. Yeah, that was the name of one of the slave ships she was transferred on. When she got aboard, she felt like she had stepped into something evil. The slavic target was West Africa, Ghana, Liberia, along the Ivory Coast, Togo, and Benin. Transporting Malinda back into history, back into time, back in the darkest days. Malinda saw terror. Yes, she was transported back there on that boat where they were transporting our ancestors. Visions of Officer Lightfoot Kinfolk. Y'all remember Officer Lightfoot, the one got busting a lip vision of his kinfolk stripping Aboriginal naked. The captain, who looked like Officer Lightfoot, he would examine the Africans from head to toe. Yeah. Each African was bound together by leg irons. Below the deck, she saw Africans jam-packed so close till they couldn't even twist or turn. This is what she's seeing now. Malinda is having these visions that she got on, that they transfer her on this slave ship, and she looks standing up there looking at her ancestors all chained up. They packed like sardines, y'all. At the same time, the heat was unbearable, and foam emerges out of some of the men's mouth. The stench came from dead corpses bound together, yeah. Some of them had died down there and they were still chained up. The stench, that's why they were vomiting from the stench, y'all. The stench came from dead corpses bound together by leg iron, which made the African feel sick and low. His spirit was low. Brother, no, brother, don't die on me. His journey, he didn't make it. My friend over there didn't make it, y'all. He just couldn't make it, this journey. And the one refused eating was force fed. Malinda was watching them. They putting tubes down in their mouth. Because some of them didn't want to live. Some of them said they would rather die than to be a slave. She saw children and women on the top deck being violated by the colonizer. Now, it was a pedophile boy. His name was John Newton. He wrote that song that everybody loves. For some reason, y'all love the Amazing Grace, y'all. John Newton was grateful that God had gave him such an important job. The violence by the colonizers and the abuse was inhumane. Many Africans was thrown overboard. The colonizer, with their pale faces and big red nose, was the cruelest ever. Now remember, Malinda just been transported on this slave ship. That's what she's looking. And John Newton really did write Amazing Grace, you guys. He was a slaver. He was just so happy to have that job. That's what that song is about, that we be falling out and fading and singing about in church. They had strange blue eyes. It had no pigmentation in it, and their hair was altered, infested with small bugs. We're talking about the colonizer now. They beat the African for not eating. They beat the African to force exercise. They beat the African men who wanted no parts in this gay activity. Or, of course, with another man was unheard of among male Africans. It was dehumanizing. They threw many Africans overboard, but the spirit lives on. That's what Malinda kept seeing rising out of the ocean. You guys, it was their spirit that lived on. The African rises out of the water tomb, navigating the ocean. Is filled with memories of those who were wrongfully thrown overboard. I could see them. Oh my God, I could see them, Malinda, yeah. The drowned Africans reappeared to me over and over. Then Malinda was zapped back. She was zapped back out of that trance. Malinda told Ellen what she saw. She saw the Titanic sinking. Shortly after, she was transported to another large vessel. Oh my God. Inside sits food on the table, and my ancestors greeted me. Nice to meet you. Oh, wow, y'all. Malinda now has been transported through telepathic in another vessel. But this time the ancestors is alive. They're not chained up. They're not bound up. Nice to meet you. Ellen said, "Oh, you got some strong gift, Malinda. It's called clairvoyance. The ability to see beyond sensory contact." Just then, a flying piece of furniture knocked the car door open. Remember now, still got that storm going on, and the furniture knocked the car door down. It slammed into the car back window. It shattered glass. It narrowly escaped Melinda and Ellen, but a large piece of glass penetrated one of the Aboriginal thighs. Oh my God! Oh my God! It's Moses. That large, long piece of glass, about long as my arm, penetrated in Brother Moses' thighs. Now, Brother Moses was Mom Annie's only child. Mom Annie was the chef. She was from Haiti, and she was the chef. As Melinda rushed to get a clean towel, she placed pressure over the wound. The sight bled over and over and over nonstop. And while Moses had a teen daughter named Ijoma, she was crying. Get, Ijoma, go get me a pail of ice. Get me that ice, gal. She gave it to Melinda. On the open wound, Melinda places the ice on it. The victim screamed, "Ah, ah." Oh, he had an open wound. Then a giant wave tilted the vessel. David looked at Ellen. He said, "Our ancestors are evil. They are angry today." Yes, because the storm kept rising and rising. The waterways were just as high as the boat. Our ancestors are angry today. Then she saw Melinda placing a sheet over the black man's head. The teen wept. At the same time, Mom Annie cried, said, "No, no, not my son, my only son. That's my only child I got." And the teenager named Ijoma, "Daddy, oh, daddy, oh, daddy, oh, daddy." From her eyes, she wiped the tears. She said, as the head chef, "I used to be the one cooking these pastries and snack for third class because I know they don't send food down here once a day for us. I send them by the little white looking girl over there, Ellen. Y'all know Ellen can go over there on the ship. Ellen will go over there, come up there and get the food." So she's pointing to Ellen over there, the little white looking girl over there. "Oh, my son, not my son. Oh, not my Moses. Daddy, daddy, oh, daddy. Oh, take this sheet off, daddy. Hey, daddy, oh, daddy. Oh, daddy, she was pulling the sheet off daddy's head, and Linda was pulling the sheet back on the head. Daddy! Not my son, not my son. Oh, my God, why my son? My name is Ellen. I am so sorry for your loss." Mom Annie replied, "My beloved son was a pastry chef. He was in training by me. Sometimes he made y'all dessert. He just always was thinking about you guys down here being hungry. He collected supplies and kept tab on everything in the kitchen. My grandbaby Ijoma, she helped us out sometimes. She'll wipe the cabinet clean and make sure the food and beverage stay warm for y'all. Then we had others Aboriginal who did general maintenance aboard the Titanic. Some like Nigel. They owned the stores upstairs as well as worked the post office. What shall we do with the body? Ernest asked. Oh my God. Just toss my son aboard. Just toss him aboard. Oh my God, my son is tossing. Oh my God, I can have some kind of peace just knowing that he's out there with the ancestors. Suddenly, a large wave splashed against the store window. Yes, and the boat rocking and rocking and rocking. Oh, that storm was so bad. It was bad, y'all. Oh, the ancestors are angry out there. They're angry at somebody. Page 72. These are some serious waves, said David as he looked at the grandfather clock which fell on the floor. He told Ellen he had to go trade shift with another fireman. Remember, y'all, they made him out, that was his job, his punishment for punching Lightfoot in the mouth. What's more, a fire aboard the Titanic during navigation was a threat. David, what are we going to do about the fire? David knew that the uncontrollable fire was causing damage. During this time, the wrong rescue method was used. Oh, those white stokers, they were too stubborn to take advice from the experienced aboriginal. As David entered boiler bunker room number 6, numerous fires was battling the fire. Numerous firemen was battling the fire. At once, Officer Lightfoot was down there, y'all. He wanted a pit. Officer Lightfoot, whom lips David busted, he said, yeah, I came down here just to give you an ace whooping, y'all. At the same time, the coal fire was setting off combustion. Emergency fire training kicked in. While he was tossing coals into the furnace, a flashback of a burning fire of his cousin, a young black boy, materialized. His name was Charlie. He was just 14 years old. He didn't do it. He didn't do it, said Paula. They had accused the little 14-year-old of victimizing a child. And so he just having a flashback. Charlie was only 14 years old. The little girl was 12. You don't have to air our family laundry out. The nigga boy gonna take this rap. The uncle had did it, but he blamed it on Charlie. Although Charlie knew the child, often black males was the target. They were a victim of white lies. Usually, these lies was fabricated, you guys, which led to gruesome murders of many black men. In each instance, the women are given a pass, but she is just as low down as the men's. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna go skip, y'all. I'm gonna skip. So he while he was over there, down there working, that's what David was having flashbacks of Charlie, the little boy. And you know what they did? They set the little boy on fire, y'all. Yeah, so that's what he was having a flashback of. I'm on page 73. I'll never forget, says David, when I heard that Charlie had been kidnapped while riding his bike back to his grandparents. It's a true story. He had been kidnapped. Like a virus, the word spread that they found the teen. So when the dad and the two uncles of the victim found him, they had beat this little boy to death and took him back to Alabama. Charlie screams to his dad, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, Dad. I didn't do it. Well, y'all know what happened. I'm just going to go ahead and finish that all. They took the little boy and tied him up against the stake and burnt him alive. This is a true story, y'all. Then I put starting at page 76. I said today is no different. Blacks incarceration rate is higher in America than any prisoners in the world. Though many crimes are lesser than whites, black men receive a harsher sentence than that. So we're talking about the criminal justice system, you guys. I'm gonna move it on to page 79, right? So each time, you guys, there has been a story about whatever happened to our black brothers and sisters. Y'all know the women's come forth. So anyway, don't y'all remember Becky? Y'all, we got to get into this. We're on page 78. Y'all remember Becky, don't y'all? Becky Lewis, who Melinda had to deal with and toss her overboard. Now, while they continued to search for David, Marcus told his friend that martial art was invented by the African. Now, what they did was Officer Lightfoot, I'm just going to speed y'all up. Officer Lightfoot, of course, he had thought of something and he had David locked up in a room. So they're looking for David, right? He's somewhere on this boat where Officer Lightfoot locked him up. Yeah. So Marcus told his friend that he was a martial artist. It was invented by the African. They have that way of fighting by watching the wild animals fight. Did y'all know that karate was invented by us? Meanwhile, Melinda rushed towards them. She told Ernest and the others she heard gunshots. In that direction she points. They had took Dave, Officer Lightfoot had took David somewhere and hid him. He was still mad at David. Making a U-turn from first class that day, rushed back towards the bows of the Titanic. As they got in the top ladder, Judge Green stood in front of the door. Have any of you seen my wife, Becky Lou? Oh, y'all remember what happened to Becky Lou now? Nigel and Melinda threw her overboard. Everyone nodded their heads no, allowing Judge Green to pass by. He pointed towards Nigel. Have you seen Becky Lou today? Anyway, he points so much pressure on Nigel, accusing him of doing something to his wife. He said, my wife disappeared after she left your store last night. Judge Green said, yeah, I'm just going to finish it on off, y'all. What happened in my wife? What happened in my wife? He was left your store. Nigel didn't want to hear it. He was still taking up for Malinda. He was still taking up for her. He didn't tell it, but Judge Green still was looking for his wife, y'all. Yes. I'm going to start right here. I'm not going to be able to finish this, y'all, because it's kind of long. But we're going to pick out to where Judge Green looking for his wife, right? So we do know what happened to his wife. His wife was the one bullying Melinda. She tried to do something to Melinda, but Melinda got to her first, and Nigel helped threw her overboard.